Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the lecture third of unit second. We have already studied single phase half wave uncontrolled rectifier for R load and for pure L load. Now today's topic is single phase half wave uncontrolled rectifier for RL load. And this is the simple circuit diagram for this RL load where we have one source voltage, that means Vs is equal to Vm sine of omega t. We have one uncontrolled diode and we have RL load. The current and voltage across the load is represented by I0 and V0. When this diode is forward biased, this Vs will be equal to V not. At that time, the voltage drop across diode will be ignored because that is very less as compared to this voltage source Vs. This voltage source, this output voltage V naught, that's equal to VR plus VL. That means whenever our diode is forward biased, this output voltage will be equal to source voltage, or we can say that this source voltage Vs is equal to VR plus VL. That means some amount of energy gets dissipated across this resistance, and some of energy gets stored in the inductor. That means whenever this inductor energy gets stored in this inductor, this will be positive, and this will. Since we know that the driving force is the sinusoidal source voltage, that voltage I am representing by sinusoidal waveform having the peak at pi by 2 and the minima at 0 and pi. That means this outer one, this Vs, represents this source voltage Vs, that is the driving force. Now, since we know that whenever this diode is forward biased, that means some amount of energy gets stored in the inductor and some amount of energy is dissipated across the resistive load. That means whenever this diode is forward biased, some amount of current will there will be some amount of current, and because of that current, there will be V naught. As we already know that I am representing that current here by this red by this red wave shape. That means this is the current, and here you can see if this is the peak of this at pi by 2, I am showing the peak of this current at this T1, that is somewhere it lies between pi by 2 to pi, and this current is extended beyond this pi, and this current ceases at this point T3. As we know that, as already studied in the previous R and L load, the peak current or I maxima for pure R is at omega t is equal to pi by 2, and for pure L load, this peak current is at omega t is equal to pi. Since now I am studying RL load, that means in this case, the peak current will lie somewhere between pi by 2 to pi. Similarly, the extinction angle where the current ceases, for R load it lies at pi, and for L load it lies at 2 pi. That means the extinction angle for this will lie somewhere between pi to 2 pi. That's why I am showing here the peak of this current lies between pi by 2 to pi, and this current ceases somewhere, or we can say the extinction angle is somewhere from pi to 2 pi. From the diagram, we came to know that this V output is equal to Vs. That means this Vs is equal to Vr plus VL. That means the voltage VL is equal to Vs minus Vr. The peak of the current, this peak of the current that lies somewhere between pi by 2 to pi, and I am representing here at this point T1. I am showing this. That means at this peak current, the voltage VL, the voltage across the inductor will be equal to 0. That means, since we know that if I have to represent V naught, VR, VL, if this is the I, then I can represent this VR by this blue shaped wave shape, because since this is the resistive voltage, that means the minima and maxima of this voltage will follow that current I. That means this VR is the scalar product of I into R. That's why I'm showing the minima here, the maxima at this omega t is equal to T1, and again the minima at omega t is equal to T3. That means at these intervals 0, T1 and T3, I am following basically that I current, because in case of resistive load, voltage and current, they are in phase. That's why maxima and minima will be same. This represents the VR wave shape. Similarly here in the second cycle, this represents the VR, this represents the VR. I'm not showing here the value of current. If this is the VR, if this is the VS, then what will be the VL? Our VL will be, since we know that VS is equal to VR plus VL, then VL will be equal to VS minus VR. If the whole is the VS, this is the VR, then this shaded part, this will be our VL. This shaded part will be VL. The only difference lies, this is the positive VL, this is the negative VL. This positive VL represents that energy is stored in the inductor, and this negative VL represents that energy is dissipated across the energy is released by the inductor. And this peak at T1, this is that point where our VL is equal to 0, where our peak of that inductive current lies. That's individually I can represent that VL by, this is the energy stored by the inductor, this is the energy released by the inductor. Energy stored in all the three cycles, this is the energy stored, this is the energy released, this is the energy stored, this is the energy released. As we know that from the diagram, from the circuit diagram, whenever this diode is forward biased, our output voltage will be equal to source voltage, or we can say that this output voltage will follow the source voltage until and unless this diode is conducting. And since our current is from 0 to T3 interval, that means up to this interval, our current is present in the inductor, our current is present in the diode. If there is current is present in the diode, we can say that our diode is conducting from that 0 to T3. And this, or we can say this is from 0 to T3, this is the extinction angle, and our output voltage will follow the source voltage. That's why I am showing here the output voltage from 0 to this beta or T3 interval. This follows the source voltage. But if you see here, there is some negative part also. That means I am showing in this first cycle also negative part. That means the average output voltage is slightly lesser. That means if this is positive, the positive part is more as compared to negative. The net will, and say the net output voltage is reduced but is positive. I am representing the source current, that means from up to 0 to T3, our diode conducts here. This is basically 2 pi to 2 pi plus beta. This is 3 pi to 3 pi plus beta. I am showing the source current, and again I can say for the first cycle, the diode conducts from 0 to T3, or for this beta value. Now, since diode conducts from 0 to T3, that means I am showing here the voltage drop across is 0.7 volt, or I am showing as 0. And once this diode becomes reverse bias, it will follow, there will be reverse voltage across the diode, and I am showing from this T3 to this 2 pi interval, I am showing it will follow the source voltage, that is the negative voltage. Now, one question here arises, how this output voltage is negative, how that from this T2 to this T3 interval, whether our diode is forward biased or reverse biased. The answer is basically at omega t is equal to pi, this Vs is 0. That means when this Vs is 0 and after that omega t is equal to pi, this is lesser negative as compared to this VL. Basically at omega t is equal to pi, now at this interval, this inductor starts dissipating, supplying energy to this resistive load. This is negative, this part will be negative, this is positive, and since now inductor starts releasing energy, this is negative, this is positive. That means this inductor stored in this the energy stored in this inductor aids now the voltage source, and will that energy gets dissipated across this resistive load. Or we can say this anode is at lesser negative as compared to the cathode, which is at higher negative because of this inductor. And or we can say from this T2 to T3 interval, this diode is again forward bias, as this is at lesser potential, as negative potential as compared to this cathode. Again I'm showing you, if this is the source voltage, this represents the source voltage, this is the source current, and this peak of this current will lie somewhere between pi by 2 to pi, and the current will extend beyond pi. That means somewhere the value of this beta, that is the extinction angle, it depends on the value of inductor. Higher will be the value of inductor, higher will be beta. Lesser will be the value of inductor, lesser will be beta. So this beta is same as the conduction angle gamma. Up to this angle, up to this point, our diode is also conducting. If this is V, and the VR will exactly follow the minima and maxima points of this current, while as what will be the to represent the VL, this VL will be Vs minus VR. That means this VL is positive where this energy is stored in the inductor, and this VL will be negative where this energy is basically at this point, which is this is the point T2, from where the inductor starts releasing the energy. Output voltage will follow the source voltage, because from this interval to this interval, 0 to beta or 0 to T3, our diode is conducting. From 0 to pi, source voltage is greater than VL. From pi to 2 pi, this inductor is basically the VL is greater than source voltage, and because of that this VL is more negative as compared to that source voltage. After that pi interval, this diode again starts, this is forward biased. Since this diode is conducting from 0 to pi, or we can say this voltage drop across this diode is 0 once the current ceases. That means diode is reverse bias, the voltage drop across this diode will be exactly the same reverse voltage. That's why I am showing from this interval to this. For next cycle, that will be same. From these waveforms, we can calculate the average output voltage, average output current. Since we know that here diode is conducting from 0 to beta, then that means our average output voltage will be equal to 1 by 2 pi integral of 0 to beta Vm sine of omega t, and from that we can calculate the value of output current. For every waveform, you have to calculate the average output voltage, average output current, and you should know from where to where our diode or our semiconductor devices are conducting. Once you know the conduction period of your semiconductor devices, you can exactly calculate the average output voltage or average output current from that. I am showing the calculations for this RL load. For rest of the wave shapes, you need to calculate them yourself. This is the KVL. That means we know that once this diode is conducting, the source voltage will be equal to VR plus VL, and exactly we can calculate from this part. We can calculate the zeta, theta, and this is the value of I omega t. This is the current value of the current, and similarly we can calculate the value of beta from these equations. This is the average value of DC current, average value of RMS current, and this is the power factor and the apparent power calculated. You need to calculate this for each and every wave shape. To remove that negative part from the output voltage, here we are increasing the performance of the system by using freewheeling diode in parallel with the load. At omega t is equal to pi, once the source voltage becomes equal to 0, in the previous case I am saying that this inductor supplies energy to this resistance. At omega t is equal to pi, when this inductor starts releasing energy, this is negative, this is positive. this is negative, this is positive, and now at that point this diode becomes forward bias, because negative negative, negative negative, forward bias, positive positive forward bias. And because of that, all the that means because of that all the energy flows across this shorted path, and no current will flow across that diode. Or we can say, at this omega t is equal to pi, since no current flows through this path, as the whole energy gets dissipated across this path like this, and because of that the diode ceases. Or we can say, in case of diode, the current flows from 0 to pi, and abruptly, because of that shorted path, that current flows across the freewheeling diode from pi to T3. This current is the current that flows across that freewheeling diode. Similarly, in the next cycle I am showing that current flows only from 2 pi plus from this 2 pi to 2 pi plus 2 pi plus, if the 2 pi plus if this is the interval T3, 2 pi plus T3, 2 pi plus T2, and from that 2 pi plus T2 to 2 pi plus T3, this current flows across that freewheeling diode. And this is the current across the inductor, and as we know that the voltage across that shorted path will be 0. Or we can say this VL plus VR, that becomes equal to 0, while as in the previous case that becomes equal to source voltage. By this freewheeling diode, we can say that no negative voltage is formed, and the system efficiency gets improved, and since no output current flows back to the source, we can say the load current waveform is more smooth, or we can say the load performance gets better. If we have to calculate the average output voltage, here the conduction period is from 0 to, diode conducts from 0 to pi only, or we can say the average output voltage will be equal to 1 by 2m integral of 0 to pi Vm sine of omega t, while as in the previous case that output voltage is from integral of 0 to beta, while here is from 0 to pi.